know say JPS take with the idiot because Jamaica went black last night, but the entire Jamaica was in darkness. What is the explanation for it? You listen with your own ears.
As of this time, is that during this incident, there was significant lightning activity in the corporate area, particularly in the vicinity of some of our major generating stations, our major transmission facilities, and our major substations, one of which I'm at 3 a.m. in the morning.
No, people, you tell me. JPS, come on, we need a better response than this.
So we had no power last night from about 9 o'clock to maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. And JPS says that lightning hit not one but two of their plants. But they must have won the lottery. That's all I can say. There was rain, not heavy rain. There was lightning. Didn't really see a lot of it or feel it, heard it, on and off. It wasn't a thunderstorm. It wasn't a hurricane of 4 lightning every day. But JPS says that we lost power. And there was no rain when we lost power. Rain stopped. Now, I wanted this waking up Jamaican people. I wanted this to wake up Mr. Vaz and wake up the government to realize that we have a weak grid. It's time you say you want change, it's time to change. But you don't just change, you need to put a backup plan. You're telling me Jamaica Public Service Company with 700,000-800,000 people you're collecting from monthly. You have the whole right to the grid, you don't have a backup plan. You don't have nowhere where you can put something as a backup. Somewhere in Jamaica, like how they have that down on the, when you're going out to the cement factory, you go down to the waterfront, you see this JPS plant. I think Edisiaga, they put it there in case of emergencies. He telling me you have no backup plan that you can switch and get back up some power and get back the power quicker than 5-6 hours. Some people still out of power and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Weak grid, no expansion, no backup plan, not spending any of your money that you get. Not in the business, not in the infrastructure. No new poles going in, no underground cabling. Those generators, I would love to know what they are. Tell us those generator plants, when were they put in? When were they installed? When were they maintained? And when were they upgraded? That's what I should say, upgraded to. I'd love to know that, number one. Number two, you'd have a backup plan for a backup. So my JPS got out, my batteries kick in. Or even a basic backup. My backup lights come on and my solar fan come on. Those are called backup. But there's a backup plant. One go down, generator, turn on, backup. National Water Commission, that other disaster company. Water goes, my water tank is my backup. You don't have a backup. All of us will suffer because one deggy company can do that to us. You don't see that one company can hold us ransom for the entire day, 2-3 days. So I would suggest, Mr. Vaz, that you bring in another company. You don't need to get rid of JPS. They've invested a lot up to now. They put some money into the country. They have invested. They definitely have. But they're still weak and they're way behind. Get another company. Put them in, let them run new lines and give them permission to do so because you own that little piece of real estate that the pole is on. The government own that land. It's like how Flow run on that cable. Digital run on that cable. They can run on that cable. Or they will go underground and start producing more power to more communities as a new company. And you know, have a backup. We can switch to them if I want, or I don't, or they now come as a backup just in case a disaster hits and JPS goes down, because they are weak. And it's something that you can have as a backup plan, because they do not have a backup. This is happening too regularly. The only reason why it hasn't happened lately is because we had no rain. They have been dying for no rain, because when it don't rain, them alright. Once little rain come and them line get wet, boom, them gone. My 2 cents.
Good morning, Jamaica. Yes, good morning. It's a great day to wake up and give the Lord thanks. And when I mean by the Lord, I'm speaking about Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the one and only true God, the one and only true Creator. You understand me? Yes, JPS. Uno mo come about. What happened last night? What happened last night? Because to my surprise, I had electricity last night, right? But as soon as I stepped out of that taxi, the electricity just immediately cut off. It took me by surprise. Yes, it took me by surprise. I then looked down at the mountainside, right, to see if there was any light. And when I looked, the mountain was dark, extremely dark. No electricity. Made a phone call to a friend, and the friend said that they have no electricity either. It just cut off. So it appears that it is an all-island issue. All-island? What do I mean by an all-island wipeout? JPS, explain on yourself to us, because this is extremely bad timing, you know. Especially with the situation that is ongoing in the Middle East. You understand me? Especially with concerns about the oil reserves, the world's oil reserve. You understand me? Yeah, you know, with the Strait of Hormuz being closed by Iran. You understand me? Yeah. Not really looking safe, you understand me? So, you know, as I said, it's a very bright and early good morning. Very bright and early good morning, yes. A very pleasant morning, you understand me? We're giving the Lord thanks. I woke up this morning to electricity. You understand me? Can finally get some charge on the phone, on the device. So we give God thanks for that. And when I mean by God, I'm speaking about only one God. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You understand? That's the only God. You understand me? The Father, the true Creator. You understand me? So we have to give him thanks. You understand me? Yeah. Electricity is back, guys. You understand me? So go and charge up your phones. But this map right here, it ain't looking too... You understand me? Alright, I want President Tillemans for there. One President Badney. So no big up on yourself, bro G.
Before me talk, I am not suicidal and I have no intention to hurt myself. No. I might chat too much. That's how we think. But here I go. Last night, we have an island-wide blackout right across Jamaica, current gone. And them are going to say, yo, because one lightning leak one service station and chip some breaker. And knock out the whole island-wide, right as JD for Bundung. That no sound right. That no sound right. Me I look into it and say, you know, say, all what go on are the same thing happen in Venezuela, where the current get chip out. And then them take away President Maduro. Then take away Venezuelan president. I feel like say, you see, them just test one good EMP last night. To see if them can knock out Cuba. Because them say, alright then, Cuba and Jamaica have the same terrain, right? Similar terrain. So them say, alright then, can we just test it on Jamaica to see if Jamaica I get the same impact as Cuba. So that end do, you know, right as the ship. Them say the ship gone. Now we don't know because the ship might be out on the sea park up somewhere. Now we don't have the technology with no radar or nothing sitting if you see. Say the ship move or it don't move. You see me I say? So I feel like say yo, then the ship park up somewhere and just fire for one EMP if you see where it affect the whole island. You see me? Yeah man, figure that go on man. So I'm look into it. Think for yourself. I remember, I am not suicidal and I have no intention to hurt myself. I might chat too much and that is it. Yeah, man, so it take rain for fall for the whole entire night, light for gone and come back, and do come back until about 5:30 in the morning. And part of JDF bun down for me to come back and do a next video. It's good to be back.
Yo, all of a sudden fire start up at JDF, the most safest place in the island, turn victim. Yeah man, and then no. JPS, yeah man. US know when they get the money from it, yeah man, US yes when they get the money man, so then just strike, you know, and then no. But youth, all of them head, them don't know say anywhere them a ship a sail a destruction follow next. Yo, actually they not no sense, you see, but you all who follow know, all who know.
And the meat can spoil if the power outage don't come back. In a world like this, in a developing country, power outage is dangerous. I feel as if I were attacked last night because the power outage made the fan and the AC don't work. There are people in Jamaica who they didn't pay their light bill, and so when light did gone, they were afraid that they were going to shame. When they found out that the power outage was for everybody, they said yes, it wasn't an embarrassment. But power outage is horrible because it can bring mosquitoes, and the cricket they make a lot of noises, and you hear everything going on all across the island.
You deserve a round of applause. That was a round of applause. That was masterfully done. I tell you, yesterday, even when the light went and we were out of power, for many hours in the darkness, stumbling around, applause. Did a good job. Because I tell you, the number one searching topic for today in Jamaica is how to get a solar system. What parts we need, how to get things installed, which companies are out there installing solar. Because I tell you, a few hours of darkness was frightening. And so, whosoever came up with that, marvelous. You deserve a raise, guys. Tell you, clock it.
But let me tell you this, Jamaica Pussy World Service, it may be long but not forever. Because remember say there is talks now, even in Parliament, they take the monopoly off the energy system. So look from this, we're going to have more than...
JPS, why do we have an all-island blackout? What's the cost for that? Because tomorrow the internet will run. People will have them conspiracy theory plus. Persons are saying that a ship out there from when. So I say internet will run right tomorrow with conspiracy theory. JPS, why did we, Jamaica, have an all-island blackout? What was the cost of that on the island or something? I know the internet will run right tomorrow because everybody will come with them one conspiracy theory. Anyway, guys, like, share, comment, and say your piece. Tomorrow the internet will run red. So I need to know why did JPS, you need to answer this question. Thank you.
Everybody must have heard about the major blackout that took place in Jamaica, all island blackout, yes. But what they're not telling you, and it's alleged that the military ship that's in Jamaica, a whole of the artillery has been relocated to somewhere in Jamaica unknown. Me not get the full information yet, but you know as talk of the town get it, we are going to make you get it. It is said that most of the artillery has been deployed to an unknown location in Jamaica where it is strategically the best place for them to do them free against Cuba. Trigger your trail. You better trigger your sin and make it surge. Believe.
Last night, Jamaica had an all-island blackout. First of all, I was on my balcony having a glass of wine and chatting with my girlfriends in Atlanta. And then everything around me went dark. And I was like, oh, the generator soon come on, it's no problem. No generator coming on. No problem. We kept chatting and maybe 15-20 minutes later, it was like, all these messages start to come in. Nobody don't have light. Now, what was interesting was that I was just like, okay, I can't get proper service. There's no internet. I'm just going to go to sleep. But people start to call and everybody was nervous and stressed out. I was actually really surprised. Like, is it that we can't function without electricity, or were people just mad because them couldn't use them social media? Asking for a friend.
Yes, my wonderful people. People, a US warship entered Jamaica waters and a docked in the Kingston Harbor. They departed Jamaica, and upon departing Jamaica, Jamaica have an island-wide blackout. You heard me right. Jamaica had an island-wide blackout. You know what the Jamaica Public Service, JPS, claim? That there was a lot of lightning in the Kingston area during that time, which may have affected their plant, which caused a nationwide blackout. No. We already know what's going on with America and Cuba. And we all know how close Cuba is to Jamaica. American warship dock in a Jamaican waters. Why did the entire island go dark? And then after that, the warship gone. What are they not telling us? Because according to the American embassy, the US embassy in Jamaica, right? They are saying that this warship depart Kingston Harbor at 12 p.m. on June 5, en route to the United States as it finished its 2026 Southern Sea Goodwill Tour. Thank you for stopping in Kingston and strengthening the US Jamaica bilateral partnership, as well as enhancing our people-to-people ties by bringing so many Jamaicans on board for an experience of a lifetime. Fair wind and following seas to our friends on the ship. So them put it. No. Energy Minister Dr. Darrell Vaz made a post and give an update when everything happened and say the island-wide blackout that is waiting on an update from JPS president, who is on the way to their emergency center because the country had a island-wide blackout that leaves all Jamaicans there so without electricity. No. JPS restoring customers electricity after that island-wide blackout. Over 80% of its customers them say get back electricity. JPS had activated its incident command center in light of the system failure which took place tonight, June 5, 2026. The company is presently taking steps to restore power to consumers in a phased and predetermined manner. The warship leave 12 o'clock. Later on in the night, we have an island-wide blackout. What were all Jamaicans not supposed to see? People need to understand that whether they want terms it as whatever tour this warship was doing, why they ended up in Jamaica. I don't think Jamaicans are that dumb to go and buy all of that.
No natural disaster of any kind. No hurricane, no earthquake, no tsunami. But the light gone for hours. Everywhere. From night straight back to the morning. No logical explanation as to what transpired. To the governing body of Jamaica and JPS. I don't know what I did that last night. But whatever it is that I do or whatever it is that transpired. Whatever I want to move, whatever I want to bring, go pull on wherever I want to bring, go put it down. You see next time, Maybe gonna do. Not trouble my light. Not trouble my light. Me never did a see what Una did I do. I don't leave the house. I don't like going outside. On a Friday evening at that, I will be home every Friday. Like clockwork, eating my KFC. A ritual of mine. So let's see next time what I'm gonna do. Can have anybody else light, but not mine. And JPS, you see you now to the CEO of JPS. I beg you. As a paying customer, I have never been late on my bill. And I have never been short on my bill. So I'm beg you, do not play with my light. Don't play with my light. And make sure, say, you see when my light bill come next month, it less than last month. Because I was without light for more than 10 hours. From after 8 last night, straight back to what? After 9 this morning. JPS. I'm gonna make it happen again. Like, do what I wanna do, but just leave my light out of it. I had to find my child for hours last night. Hours. I had to stay up for hours. Yeah, tell him, no make it again. Tell him. Yeah, tell him.
When will the lights come back in Jamaica? Is the question. Jamaica TikTok brought this to me. I saw it on my timeline, so I'm just like, what the F? Early this morning, I see people complaining about the lights, but then I go into the comments and people are saying, oh, the lights are back. The lights were off. You know, a lot of people reporting in different messages, mixed messages. Jamaica, did y'all find out the truth yet? Do y'all know the truth yet? Did the grids fail? Or was it this whole like ship coming into the waters that caused some type of problem? Like if I was in Jamaica right now on a vacation and my lights went out in the hotel, I would be pissed because you spending some good coins. I can't imagine the people in the village, like how they feel like if the lights went out and we don't know why. Have they told y'all guys why it went out? Or it's just pussyfooting around? Like for the most part, y'all got your lights back, no? We in the U.S. would like to know what's happening in JA. I know if that was Haiti, the lights would still be off because our president ain't For real. So what's happening in Jamaica? Did y'all get the truth yet? What's the real tea?
Yesterday in Jamaica was chaos. Multiple power outages affecting most parishes yesterday, and even a major fire breaking out at the Jamaica Defense Force headquarters. This was a map showing the blackout that affected us yesterday. But I thought to myself, what was the worst blackout that happened in Jamaica's history? Let's take a look. Good evening, ladies, and good evening, gentlemen. And let's take a look at the 2 worst blackouts that happened in Jamaica's history. Now, it's important to know that the worst blackouts in Jamaica's history have been caused by natural disasters and not the power grid that failed. Now, back to the first example. The time is 2025. This was the year that Jamaica experienced its strongest hurricane on record. Hurricane Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 major hurricane. It's also the most expensive hurricane in Jamaica's history, with damages totaling over $1 trillion Jamaican dollars or over $8 billion US dollars. Now, the blackouts wasn't as bad in this hurricane only because it affected the western parishes the most. Now, the hurricane was so bad that even places that saw limited damage from the hurricane, even no damage at all, saw power outages for over a week. By the way, side note, Hurricane Melissa was so destructive, it turned this popular waterfall into this. Yes, it is the same place. But yeah, Hurricane Melissa left people without power for months straight. And the worst blackout in Jamaica's history would have gone to this year right here, 1988. And the older people who watches my videos would have recognized this year. This was the year that Hurricane Gilbert made landfall in Jamaica, with some people still calling that hurricane the worst ever hurricane in Jamaica's history. It made landfall as a Category 3 major hurricane. Now, don't watch the damages here. Even though Hurricane Gilbert cost way less than Hurricane Melissa, it all boils down to the infrastructure in Jamaica, which was said to have been completely rebuilt after Hurricane Gilbert hit. Remember, a lot of the buildings at that time weren't able to manage hurricanes as they can now. This hurricane left people without power for months, and in some people's cases, years. And it also caused damages to roughly 80% of the total homes in Jamaica. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something new. Good day. Take care, and the more you know.
The authorities were on Saturday pressed for answers about the blackout. Multiple stakeholders met at the JPS's new Kingston headquarters to provide an update to the nation. Our reporter Dwayne Anderson was at the press briefing and filed this report.
Jamaicans were left in the dark in more ways than one on Friday. Their energy supply was knocked out and they did not know what happened. At an emergency press briefing on Saturday, the JPS CEO addressed the country about the situation.
Is that as a result of the significant lightning activity, we lost 5 of our transmission lines emanating from one of our significant substations in the corporate area. In parallel with that, we had a cascading effect causing a loss of generation across the entire island. This cascading effect resulted in a shutdown of the entire grid.
The company's CEO explained that work crews sprung into action, and by Saturday morning, all the JPS customers impacted by the power outage had their energy supply restored. But heavy rains and separate issues throughout Saturday left about 10,000 customers without power.
We are resourced to respond to the outages of these approximately 10,000 customers that are out currently on the grid.
The knockout from the blackout could be telling. The JPS is doing its own investigation to determine what really caused an issue in eastern Kingston to spread all the way to western and central Jamaica.
That is not something that we would expect to happen, so we look to learn from that, understand what transpired there.
Among those also eager to get answers is the Office of Utilities Regulations, OUR.
We have sent to JPS a correspondence requesting a preliminary report, which we expect to have by end of the day on Monday. The regulatory framework provides 30 days for JPS to do essentially an incident report setting out what transpired, doing a root cause analysis, providing us with recommendations and so on, which we will review and see what, the extent, what we agree with that, if it is adequate. We will also determine what directives, what actions to take.
For the Energy Minister, Darrell Vaz, the blackout was a major black eye.
I cannot direct the OUR. They are the independent regulator. But based on our previous experiences, I have no doubt that they will take my urging very seriously to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. This, for me, as minister, is an embarrassment and one that I would not wish to experience again in my tenure.
The timing of the incident was also curious to many Jamaicans. A fire at the Jamaica Defense Forces Upper Camp base an hour before the blackout, both also hours after an American military vessel was in Jamaican waters. Minister Vaz described the theories by people trying to make a connection as nonsense.
I want to make it very clear at this point that it was a system failure of the JPS, and to make sure that I state clearly that all of the conspiracy theories that have been making the rounds are fake news. And I will not even repeat some of them because they are so ludicrous. This was a simple, or should I say, a straightforward system breakdown
within the JPS apparatus.
The all-island blackout was the country's first in nearly 10 years and the sixth total blackout since 2006 outside of hurricanes. Dwayne Anderson.
So y'all, I'm just recording this video just to serve as a witness, of a prophetic word that has come to pass. So for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Jamaican. I was born and raised in Jamaica. However, I do not live in Jamaica. I live in these United States of America. You understand? Recently, the Lord had to kind of like deal with my heart pertaining Jamaica. And let me explain to you why. A lot of people, we talk about church hurt, but baby, I was island church hurt. Okay. I grew up in Jamaica, and what I was used to was religion. I didn't know what it meant to have a relationship with God. All I saw were people who went to church on Sundays, acted a certain way. And it didn't seem as though, now that I have come to like know God for myself, it didn't seem as though the people who I knew of or the environments that I was in knew what it truly meant to have relationship with God. All they knew about was religion. All they knew about, we supposed to go to church on Sunday, we do ministry, this is how we supposed to do it, to the point where I'm not going to tell you any lies. Though when I came here, the enemy intended to harm me, God was able to turn it around for the good, because this is where my life got saved. This is where I had an encounter with God. This is where I met Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. You understand? I'm not saying that I didn't know about him. I went to church growing up. I knew all those things, but I never had roots because I was very much lukewarm, because I didn't really understood it. And I don't really think that I had an example to show me what it truly meant to be a servant of Christ, right? Anyways, I feel like it was like a couple months ago, the Lord really started dealing with my heart pertaining to Jamaica. Right now, after the Lord dealt with me, I figured the reason why he was doing that was because he was going to start using me pertaining to Jamaica. I started having dreams about Jamaica. I started having dreams about floods. I started having dreams about, leaders in the church who are talking about God, but they don't have any roots for him. Like, they don't have any real relationship with God. Like, they don't know him at all. In one of my dreams, there was literally, it was almost like I was a church. And I would be honest, this seemed like it was my mom's church in the dream, okay? And I feel like that was the marker to let me know that this was in pertaining to Jamaica. And in the church, it's almost like there was someone, they were preaching, they were ministering, they were saying something. I don't remember what they were saying. And I asked them a particular question. And the question that I asked them, they went in the back to go get someone. That person came and they were dragging me out of the church. And I remember shouting out at them in that moment. I said, you talk about God, but your hearts are far from him. You understand? And that's the pattern of what I was even used to, like in Jamaica. A lot of people who talk about God, but their hearts are far away from him. I'm not saying that there are not people there who are truly submitted under the lordship of Jesus Christ. There are. I have a friend who's truly submitted under the lordship of Jesus Christ. Like, she's a student pastor herself. And even with her not giving too much in the details, like, even
tell you, say Andrew and him government take off the condom and a fuck on raw. Me never tell you Jamaica. Me know JPS Jamaica Pussy World Service. They are fucking separate long time without condom. But Jamaica, now them joining Jamaica. GLP and JPS. Jamaica Pussy World Service and Jamaica Lion Party. Them joining together now Jamaica and are going to threesome. You know hear me say Jamaica? Them joining now Jamaica and are going to threesome. But Jamaica, watch the trick. Just as the ship leave, them know what them are do Jamaica. So them can have uno little conspiracies. Brain. Tell uno self say, at the United States ship do something to uno current. But uno now go make uno brain go back to where Mark Golding asks JPS, Jamaica Pussy World Service, when you get the $1.4 billion, how much more you go want? Can you say you want more? Where you gonna get the rest? But now Jamaica, watch before the week done. You gonna hear Jamaica Pussy World Service telling you say they want more money and government are gonna give them more money and do this undisclosure. So you won't know the deal, Jamaica. You will never know the deal. That is the trick. You see Jamaica? Them time everything. And them a play upon the emotions. And them know no love conspiracy. Especially when you point to no finger upon the United States. Them know say the best way that for distract you know. You see Jamaica? But instead Jamaica, you know hold them accountable. Look, you go look for people for blame. Blame the ship now, Jamaica. The ship leave the port and pull down the line and everything over JPS. Yeah, man, the ship, them tie one big anchor to the friggin' JPS system and then dry Ghana Sea, Jamaica. That's how they never have no light last night. That's why the island went into blackout. Who know something to run with. But Jamaica, so where them bound down JDF? Them are going to tell you why. Oh, this is some man who say, they make the country under darkness, so anything on the ship I leave, nobody no get to see. Jamaica. That's where them are going to push you now. And I soon I run with the narratives from morning instead of holding the government accountable and ask what caused the fire at JDF. Where JDF have a cover up that them bunny down. But now Jamaica, you are getting a threesome. Threesome them are going to know. Them used to come on the face now, Jamaica, and that not suit them now. In the threesome, them are come in the cup and put ice pan it and a goon for drink. And that them are the two in Jamaica while them fuck on. And that them are the while them are going foot pan shoulder back shot lizard lap. But no, them are trained on the brain for big conspiracies. And if you come out for that fuckery and holding the government accountable. Now Jamaica, if you have a classroom, if you take 30 kids, 30, can you put 60 kids in there to sit down? When the classroom bill only to take 30 kids? Where the next 30 are going to sit down? Where the next 30 are going to hold? Alright, so you ram them in there. Or the teacher get to move around the classroom. Huh? So it's the same thing with JPS. JPS system bill maybe if you take 500,000 people for argument's sake. Pan the current. Now them have 1.2 million pan it. The grid must crash. The grid must crash Jamaica. Because it cannot manage. People in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland tell me say, sometimes when the neighbor turn on for them light dim. You see that? Because the system cannot carry the load. So what JPS need to tell you is that we system need proper upgrading and do the honorable thing and upgrade the system since them are rob the Jamaican people them have so much. Upgrade the system. Upgrade it. But no come push no narrative and say the warship gone with the current. No bother with that, Jamaica. No bother with that. Who are the people them accountable? Who are the Jamaica government accountable? That's what you must do. Instead of shift the blame. Instead of shift the blame to other people who are your government accountable. And the very same government will say, we must hold them accountable, you know, when them was opposition. Them say, hold the government accountable. So why don't I do that now? Because when you say shower, labor right, shower. Eh? Look at most man who wouldn't able to be here this morning. Because the light gone and the pump can't pump the water. And some man nearly dead by operation table. Because no current never there hospital. But it's one card of Mike, never two. And me never tell a lie.
I wonder if Russia I teach you a lesson. So everybody and them granny experienced the All Island blackout last night. And them say some big fire happened up JDF camp. But people, me they are meds and me say, now yesterday the ship, the US Navy ship did leave or it leave. Because you have some countries out there, you know, remember, you know, them not like that, you know. Them not like the fact say Jamaica accept that the big ship there forget dock behind Cuba, you know. I wonder if Russia I teach you a lesson. Because nobody now look upon that. Everybody has said something with US, but US wouldn't do nothing. Because them would just accept them ship, pan with docks, and everything good and them show it and everything. So them would want to just do with something so. You understand me? But who would want to do with something because we are do all of that? No Russia or China. People right now, me have goosebumps just I think about it. My blood run cold because me can't bother with the information when me see right now. Because me are looking at it and I say, Russia have them capabilities here for actually give a all island blackout to a country. So literally shut them whole power grid. And they do. You have something named nuclear EMP. And you have one next one named non-nuclear EMP. People, me have to wonder if one of them let them launch power last night. And I'm sure with something because you see, listen, you see them would do it when the ship docking up because that can cause a problem. Because US now gonna like the fact say Russia do something to Jamaica while them ship they on the ports. Them would look like them attack the ship. You somehow you don't want nothing go miss. I don't want nothing go close to the ship and then it go cause problem. So me I wonder if Russia wait till the ship leave. And then I sure with something say, listen, you better not accept no more ship. It just strange to my people say last night, me I feel say, what go on? Even when me hear camp a burn down, me I say camp. What go on a JDF make all of a sudden so. And remember, you know, that our military installation, you know. The camp, South Camp is Jamaica's military. So me I wonder if Russia attack with military installation for sure we say, listen, them can do this. Them can shut down the whole island and burn down the whole of JDF. Because them feel like if them want to burn down everything, then could I do it? Because them can start on fire. I don't know how fire start. I don't know no reports not come out, but you know anything come out, it's going to be some habagaloo. Me I wonder if Russia sure was something last night, people. Because them say them can shut down the whole island power grid by doing a cyber attack. So me I wonder if it's a cyber attack them do. Other from the nuclear, because the nuclear EMP, the whole island would have realized it. Because what that means, them say the nuclear EMP, the sky would have flash. So they would have do it at a very high altitude, and then the sky would have flash bright, and then the whole electrical grid for the whole country would have just get wiped. Even phone, everything, internet. Because even when the light come back last night, people, the first time, because obviously me experience it, the internet never come back same time. Me I realize say, because we plug in the Wi-Fi, we say the internet not come back. And when time it go away again, and then it come back, the internet come back. Me no know what happened last night, to be honest. And me I feel wonder if Russia show us something. And we need to look into it. We need to listen, because we can't manage Russia. We can't manage nobody we can't manage. Andrew, please, me I beg you. We can't any more ship for come, tell them for go on somewhere else. Me I beg you. Because uno know say Cuba not like that. Uno know say Russia not like that. Uno know say China not like when time a US ship can get for dock behind Cuba. Uno know that, dog. So why sometimes I can't bother no man. Tell them no man. Every time I always say, Mr. Brother, why you can't say no? Every little thing come up is like, and you want some little sweet. You have to say yes. I can't say no, brother. I can't get it, bro. I get so one the diplomatic and everything. But brother, sometimes you just have to say no. Can dock ship? No. We know. Cuba not gonna like that. And we are Cuba friends. So we not gonna dock the US ship behind Cuba. Simple. I can't, yo. I see them now, Russia literally sure we say them can do this to the whole island because US not gonna do that too, bro. US not gonna do that knowing say them ship that the US name is just the dead. It would be a homeland security risk to make that happen. Because you understand anything can happen, it can miss, them can send out that and it lick the ship instead. You understand me? I don't know people. I feel look point at and say, what all this rain? Where rain come from? Where rain come from? It just start fall. I don't know to Rastafari. I just feel like Russia show us something. Yeah man, Russia or China, one of them a show we say, listen, stop mess with US and them ship. Stop mingle with US and them foolishness. I don't know to Rastafari. People who don't know the world divided. Who don't know the world divided. So is either upon Team Russia or either upon Team USA. And me don't know which team we depend. Because Jamaica love run boaty style. And me not like it, brother. Me not say for pick no side, but me not like just dog up on the side. You understand what I mean? Say just not go up on the side, brother. So stay out of everything. Why you want? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Me just feel like Russia show we a lesson last night. I not lie to you. It just have me concerned. You understand me for say all island blackout just so. Just so. And then camp get leaked same time. I don't want to turn a conspiracy theories, you know. So you know what? I'm gonna leave it there so people. What do you think?
No JPS, you're not too bad. You're not too bad. You hear me I told you? I want to go on with the light. When I feel like say I just first night alone, when I call last night, people are witness strange thing with the light. About 3 days ago me a witness the strange thing with the light. The light just a flicker. Flicker. One at a time the light a blink like pepper light, then it go away. And forward back after 2. And when it happened so the first time, me I wonder for all island. Me make couple call, people have light. Me go up on the hilltop, me I say light na Kingston and you know, certain other parish to high the mountain is. So first night now again, light gone. So I go Sabang and make 2 call again. When I take a stock, call it say at the whole of Jamaica have the light. I just people who have solar or probably generator have light first night. I want to go on JPS. How much money we gonna get from the government? US dollar. And you know have people from overseas forward at Jamaica. They say them have do all these things for the parish, them now have light. So I want to go on. Because the information we have forward from JPS worker them, you know. According to them, is a pole, light post, 2 light posts drop down in a whole hour. And that cost the whole of Jamaica for all the light. Me say, what kind of grid that? What kind of grid that them set up? That light pole a drop down in a whole hour. And it cost the whole of Jamaica actually for the light first night. When the system tough. Because Jamaican people, they don't understand what's going on, you know. And I do a video, good while, you know. And I tell you, say, yo, it's go far to a time when JPS can just lock off the switch. And when you take a stock, all the whole of Kingston on the light. The whole of St. Catherine on a light. The whole of St. James
Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Guys, I love you so much. You're the best of the best of the best. Thank you. I hope you're all doing well after almost a 9-hour blackout in the entire island. So, as I'm speaking, the lights are back on across the island of Jamaica. But then, questions are still burning brighter than ever. So, on 5th of June 2026, there were no lights in the entire island of Jamaica. That was one of the most rarest island blackout in so many years, because in this one we didn't have hurricanes, there were no major storm warnings, I mean there were no earthquakes, just a sudden blackout in Jamaica. So today, as I'm speaking, power is already restored, but Jamaicans are not satisfied, especially with the explanation that the Minister of Energy gave out. All Jamaicans want answers, by the way. If you watched the first video about this particular power blackout, whereby Jamaicans came out with their own opinions, I did a commentary on that, and I know that if you watched that particular video, I know that you already know that on 5th, the night of 5th was chaotic heading to the 6th. So I want you to also stick around here, because I want to talk about the official explanation and the backlash, the real cost. I mean, what Jamaicans are saying, because they're asking so many questions like, could this happen again? So kindly comment down in the comment section. I really appreciate your views here, because it means that, yeah, we need to keep this conversation going on until everything is answered. So for those who are new in this video, let me do a quick recap of what we did yesterday in our latest video about the power outage in the entire island of Jamaica, in case you missed it. So around 9 p.m. on Friday night, that is June 5th, 2026, Jamaicans started seeing messages from their phones and also in social media, people saying that they don't have electricity or power in their homes. Sooner than later, everybody in Jamaica noted that they didn't have power, by the way. And I remember it was the entire in Kingston, St. Andrews, Mobay, I mean, just like 90% of the entire island. Later on, JPS confirmed that there was an island-wide blackout, and that hit Jamaicans harder than ever. So the Minister of Energy, Varel Das, said that it was totally unacceptable for Jamaica to go through that phase. And he actually demanded a full report on Monday, which is tomorrow on 8th June, and then again another report in 30 days, a detailed one. Anyway, by Saturday morning, JPS had started restoring power in phases. So by around 6 a.m., over 550,000 customers had power back in their homes, in their industries, and by 7 a.m., the island was back, and they were online. I mean, people were happy. And of course, in that regard, I want to take this opportunity to actually big up the team who worked throughout the night to bring back the lights for all the good people of Jamaica. Anyway, people really want to know what happened. What really happened? So according to JPS, they are saying that there was a system failure that was triggered by lightning strike. That was now the lightning happened near the major substations and where the key infrastructure was. I mean, of course, it caused a negative impact, because this particular impact of the main infrastructure and the grid system, it actually caused so many losses in terms of businesses. Anyway, we will come into that later on. After all, they have already activated an investigation that is ongoing to come into terms into what really happened with the infrastructure and the grid system. Many Jamaicans are not buying that explanation, by the way. If you actually watched these clips today that we attached here, you can clearly see that no one has believed what the JPS is saying through the Minister of Energy. They are failing to understand how lightning can cause a nationwide collapse, like so quickly, and yet they don't have even any protection. They are failing to understand why Jamaica's grid is so fragile in the first place. They are failing to understand, like, why is it that the government doesn't have a proper backup system, yet there should have been one. So Minister Vaz and the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, are on that case, by the way, and they are doing a report. Tomorrow we are going to get some full report, detailed one. And of course, they're having some emergency meetings here and there, trying to push for accountability, because you see, Jamaicans are really skeptical about this issue. Now, in the same night of June 5th, something else happened. And it's really weird, by the way. Remember, we talked about a fire at Up Park Camp, that is the JDF barracks in Kingston. That was around 7:40. This particular fire destroyed where people lived, the JDF, the Jamaica Defense Forces. It destroyed their houses, so many things. But this one was contained, and we had the firefighters there, the JDF there, but the fire was put out quickly. So the cause of this fire has not yet been reported. It's still under investigation, and the case is determined like separately, like they are trying to investigate it separate without linking it to the outage that went out last on 5th of June 2026. Anyway, that timing really made Jamaicans to put a lot of question marks, like they're failing to understand. We still don't have official communication about the cause of that. So, according to the government, they're going to investigate the fire incident separately from the power issue. But again, Jamaicans will keep talking. They want accountability, they want transparency. So the island-wide power outage, it caused massive and negative impact on Jamaican people in so many ways. You see, this particular blackout wasn't just inconvenient for some few hours. I can confidently tell you that it hit pockets hard across the entire island of Jamaica. Look at supermarkets and restaurants that did lose thousands in terms of spoiled foods that went bad overnight. Look at street vendors and small businesses that could not operate at all during the outage. Look at people with medical equipment. They were really worried because these life-saving machines, they use electricity to power on and function. I mean, there was traffic chaos. Elevators were stuck. Families, I mean, it was just sad. If you look at Jamaica's economy, it took another hit right before that hurricane season, and then we have this again. So as we speak, businesses are already calculating losses from this incident. And I can tell you, many business people will call for compensation, and of course, Jamaicans will ask for serious upgrades to the power grid system, like immediately. So Jamaicans talked so much, even if you watched the clips here that I attached before the commentary part or section, they have talked. They have talked so much about this power blackout the blackout it. So Jamaicans are saying that this JPS monopoly should end with immediate effects, because if it doesn't end, then that would mean what happened on the night of June 5th will continue happening. Jamaicans are talking about lightning in this particular rain. Like, they really need to understand how can lightning cause power blackout in the entire island, like the entire. Even if it could have been a section, then it could make sense. Jamaicans are talking about them paying bills every month, and then this is what they get. Jamaicans are asking for serious investments in the grid system before even the hurricane season catches up again. So the anger in Jamaican people is real, very real. They are demanding for better services. Anyway, shout out to everybody that stayed safe and help their neighbors come out through this particular incident. I want you to keep sharing your stories of Friday night in the comment section below, because this conversation continues. Do you think that this incident can happen again? Because that's the bigger question that all Jamaicans are asking. Will Jamaica go dark again? Remember, the hurricane season is just starting. They are now going into the hurricane season, and then you see this blackout thing exposing the vulnerabilities in the grid system, in the infrastructure. JPS has a monopoly, and Jamaicans are calling out for more competitions. They are calling out for more investors to come into the country, or rather Jamaicans to invest in the grid, so that at least Jamaicans can have options. Because at the end of the day, we've always seen the Minister of Energy promising that, this will actually be fixed. We are going to invite more companies to do the grid and supply power to Jamaicans, but they are not seeing any actions. Anyway, the lights are back, but the trust needs to be seriously repaired, because Jamaicans no longer trust the system. Jamaicans deserve a reliable power grid that everybody can depend on. I don't know what you think about what really caused the blackout on June 5th, the night of June 5th. Were you affected badly by it in your area? Kindly let us know. Do you think that JPS should face real penalties for what happened? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you want more updates on this story, kindly ensure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Share this video with your family and friends. I really appreciate your presence here. I'll see you in the next video.